All right, Hoffaday, and welcome to another episode. And it's KUAM News Extra. I want to thank you for watching wherever it is that you're watching, whether it's on TV8, TV11, on KUAM News Facebook page, or YouTube. Thank you so much. And what I like to do on my show, as I've said, is focus on groups or individuals that are doing good in the community, especially in this time where we could all use a little good in our lives. And joining me today is Juanita Blaz from Island Girl Power. Juanita, long time no see. Hoffaday, and welcome to the show.
Half a day.
Now,
Thank
you
you for
are
having
wearing
me.
your Island Girl Power shirt. And before we came on the show, you mentioned that this is your 20th anniversary. So, first of all, happy anniversary to Island Girl Power.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you imagine that when you started this 20 years ago, that here you would be 2 decades on doing all this in the community, touching so many lives? Was this part of the plan all along, or did it just evolve and grow into what it is?
There was a plan also to expand into Micronesia. And it's a slow and tedious process, but we've been able to maintain the Guam location. And at times we've had 2 or 3 locations and sometimes 5 locations on the island. So it's it's doing what it's supposed to do. Honestly, this is just something that needs to be in the community.
Yeah, I
Good
agree.
programs.
And for those that don't know, 20 years ago when you started up with this plan, what was the plan for Island Girl Power? Why did you get it started, and what is it that you do?
Geez, I was 26 and had 3 kids, all daughters, and another daughter on the way. So hence the Island Girl Power. But it was also a lot of the influences in the community. At the time, you couldn't go to a sports event or a concert, and some of it's still hard now. But you couldn't go to a fiesta or the Liberation Parade without seeing just inundated by alcohol signage, and even kids sports groups. So little kids, do the football and everything, and you saw it everywhere. There was no way around it. And so creating a place that focused on prevention, but also not just by lecturing. You can't bring a bunch of kids in and tell them, don't do this, don't do that. It's about bringing positive activities and hobbies and ways to cope. We need to teach them how to cope with the stresses, because it was also about suicide prevention. Um, I got involved because of my kids, and I stayed because of my kids. No, and then my kids got bigger. It got to be the girls at the center, and the girls' brothers, and their cousins. So the kids um, kept me going. But a lot of it is it's survived this long, not just because of me, but because of the volunteers. We've had some of the most amazing people volunteer here at Island Girl Power.
Yeah, and you mentioned there lecturing to kids. Sometimes when you do that, the walls immediately go up. Like this adult is lecturing me. Oh, boring. But you, as you sit there in your garden, you give these girls creative outlets. You know, things working with their hands. Those crafts projects. Your beautiful garden that you have there. I see the dragon fruit in the background. It's something like that kids really get to see the fruits of their labor, figuratively and literally. And so it really gives them kind of a goal, a mission, and something productive to do with their time.
Yes, and one of the core elements that we always wanted to have in the program was access to self-defense classes. And so it started with it started with Kempo Karate, and then Aikido, and then evolved into Capoeira. We had great Capoeira team. I think the Capoeira group is celebrating their 15th
Wow.
year on Guam. And Aikido Akikai is still our partner, and they were coming in and doing sessions with us once or twice a year. So self-defense is important, but done in a way that teaches them it's really about how you carry yourself and who you put yourself around. You're not trying to overpower or build muscle to take someone down that's hurting you. It's about being smart and choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah, and Island Girl Power, it's right there in the name. You're giving these girls the power of confidence in themselves and how they handle situations instead of making those poor decisions that maybe you'd not like them to make. You give them that power to make the right decisions. And how much of it is, aside from the physical aspect, is sitting down with these girls and just talking about that confidence issues, the self-esteem, to be the best that they
Okay.
can possibly be.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot with positive imagery, and it started from our very beginning days. We had people come in that talked about how media distorts females, pictures of females, and uh, smooths it up on the pictures, and now everybody can do it. Now everybody can do it. You have a filter, you can look 20 years younger. Oh, geez, imagine that. But it's a lot to compete with when the girls think that that's the image that they have to put out there 24 hours a day. They can do it online through pictures, through social media, but when it comes down to it, they need to learn how to love themselves. And a lot of the women volunteers have things that they need to work on also.
Yeah.
So it's a good place for the community to heal. And I also get a lot of community service volunteers from the courts, juvenile and adult probation, and they're given a second chance to feel good about what they do for the community. Um, they're part of our family too.
Yeah, your family has definitely grown in the past 20 years. And you brought up a good point there about, you have these girls in Island Girl Power and you teach them certain things about themselves. But what have you kind of learned about yourself and how have you grown as an individual as you teach these young ladies?
Well, life is an ever evolving process. And I've learned to put more time into myself. And that sounds really selfish. I'm the selfless service honoree for you guys. And, but, at the end of the day, you can only give as much as you have. And, um, and it's good to spend some time taking care of taking care of you. And when we teach the girls how to cope, a lot of those lessons I've taken in for myself, you know, um, self-esteem and positive reinforcements, how we talk to ourselves every day. What do we say to ourselves when nobody else is around? Those are good messages for anybody. Butterflies.
Yeah, they are, and what you're doing there is a great message for the community and for girls out there as you're touring your garden now. When we are going to take a break right now, and when we come back, we're going to talk a lot more about Island Girl Power and Juanita Blaz and everything that you have going on over there. So don't go anywhere. KUAM News Extra. We'll be right back.
Bye.
All right, welcome back to KUAM News Extra. Juanita Blaz from Island Girl Power, taking us on a little tour of the garden, which you're obviously very proud of. One thing I did want to talk about, Juanita, is everyone that I've interviewed in the past few months has had to deal with the pandemic because most of the organizations I talk to, they mainly deal with face-to-face meetings with people, personal contacts with the people they're trying to help. So how have you kind of worked around that during this pandemic?
Well, it's been interesting because right off the bat in March, um, we shut down March 15th, and it was hard for the volunteers. It was hard for the girls. they were all kind of panicking. It was like, what does all of this mean? So
Mm.
much information and nothing really translated into kid language, you know. So what we did was we put together family isolation activity kits.
Oh, okay, good.
And so it was fun putting them together. We used the resources that we had all over the center, art supplies, sports equipment. We gave out like 250 jump ropes
Mm.
at the fence line, um, and those baskets. So books, man, you can't even imagine how many requests for books there were, just because families got to used to the internet, that they got rid of all their books, and now
Mm.
they got to find something to take the kids away from the internet and put some actual activities in front of them. We've also still continued to package items for Micronesia, and we're just waiting on shipping to open up so that so those items can go to our brothers and sisters in the islands. And other than that, we had groups of people making masks, and um, the cloth pads. Unfortunately, we weren't able to continue. Bringing people into the center stopped. The only place that remained open for Island Girl Power for the user for the participants was the community garden, and 27 garden plots, and the gardeners came and, man, harvested their produce. So that was just more also a coping skill for them. You know, it's wonderful to come into your garden, and it's also a way to get food. So it was allowed. It was allowed under the lockdown guidelines because they're coming here for food. We've also partnered with PPE for Guam and had some people sewing masks for those distributions. And because of the way things are and our thrift stores closed, um, we had to fundraise by other means. And so planting and selling plants. And we were very, very fortunate to have a partner in Guam Home Center. They allow us to drop off plants. And I like to focus on food plants, food and medicine plants. And because the program is about sustainability, right? And they allow us to sell plants there, and they don't take anything off the top.
Oh, wow,
They
that's
give
great of them.
100% to Island Grove, and that's very rare. So if you go to Home Center and you see the plants there, and they're not looking so great, call me and tell me. but but also, if you're looking for something that is not there, then call me, and message me on whatever social media. Too many different social medias. Um, but there's always a way to reach me, and we may have the plant here at the center, or we can source it out to some of our partners that are really nice about sharing plants.
So a lot of groups that I've talked to during the pandemic, they kind of had to shut everything down and they just, hey, went into a planning phase, so to speak. But you didn't do that. You kept on creating, you kept on keeping people active, distancing, of course, and limited, but you kept on doing it. So props to you and the entire team over there at Island Girl Power. We are going to take another break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about how we can help. If you have anything you'd like to donate, or services, or time, or if you wanted to sign up. So Island Girl Power, we're going to talk more about it when we come back. All right, welcome back to the show. Talking to Juanita Blaz here, touring her garden in Island Girl Power. So there's always a need. You talked about all the things that you've been giving, the masks, the plants, all these things that you've been putting out there, books and whatnot. But what is the need that you have if people out there are interested in donating, if they'd like to help out? What exactly are you looking for at the moment?
Ah, the toughest thing to ask for. Um, it's got to be money. So we have to fundraise nearly $2,000 a month just to keep the utilities paid. We got into a contract with the internet phone service provider, and that has to be paid. The power and water, if I shut the air cons down here, everything will mold. So they're low and they're on conservation mode, but but they're still on. And this is 4 buildings here. You know, we have to pay our bills. I'm a volunteer. I've been a volunteer. Very few grants have come through in the 20 years to pay me. But at this moment, not even a percentage of my time is covered. So, but see this smile? I love my work.
And that's what I love about talking to you, Juanita, is that you're so passionate about this Island Girl Power. I mean, it's been your baby for 20 years now, and you know, it's not about making money. It's about impacting those girls' lives and bringing that positivity to the community, which I think is super important. So we want you to keep the lights on. We want you to keep that aircon going. If anyone does want to donate, if they do have a checkbook, maybe their company would like to donate something. How can they go about doing that?
We can also do online on PayPal, our website, islandgirlpower.com. There's a donate button, and it connects you to the PayPal. And for some people, you know, they don't believe in contributing to PayPal, so you can definitely contact me, and we'll set up, you know, a meeting time to pick up a check or do something a little more formal.
Okay.
Also, you know, 20 years of Island Girl Power. If everybody can just give $20, a dollar for every year that we've serviced the community, that would be cool. Because, you know, we don't expect everybody to be able to donate to cover our monthly bills, but a little bit from everyone really, really helps.
So, you know, I think it's such a valuable service you're providing there, and it is priceless to the community. So every little bit you said, like you said, it helps. And times are tough for everybody. We all know that, and we're all in this together. But I think the investment in Island Girl Power is going to pay off in, you know, tenfold in years down the line. So, Juanita, thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to add before I let you go? Get back to your gardening?
Well, there is a campaign that we're continuing. It's Live Life Happy Garden. And we have a few more earth buckets and herb buckets for senior citizens. So when this airs, if you're one of the first 10 callers, you will get your free earth bucket. You have to be over the age of, well, 55 and over. And you need help to come and pick it up. You have my number, right?
Throw it out there again.
688-4752. And I'm saving these earth buckets for the viewers of this show.
Well, fantastic. Make sure you call this when you see it. And Juanita, again, on behalf of everyone in the community, I just want to thank you so much for all that you do and your entire team over there at Island Girl Power. We look forward to reaping the benefits of what you've been sowing over there for years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, get back to your gardening.
Oh, this butterflies. How can I not? Gee.
Aw, what a day.
I'm
All
like,
right.
squirrel.
That
All
is KUM
distracted.
News
You
X
take
for
care.
everyone. Thank you so much for watching.